it's funny because I think when we start to open up and talk about our story or our feelings and all that stuff, people think it's arrogant or it's like self-indulgent, or and I guess some of that it is, but I guess a lot of us and sensitives to find our voice, it's a level of like feeling seen and heard and being able to express ourselves after years of not being able to, because we've been attached, not knowing we're sensitive, to other energies that have been detrimental to the way that we regard ourselves. And I'm not blaming anybody, but this is just how the energy impacts us. And so sharing honestly and openly about ourselves is a really important and healthy part of our growth. And no one needs to be in competition with anybody. No one needs to be better or worse off. It's just like we are all unique with a very unique blueprint. I don't believe everybody alive on the planet does have a soul or is you know, on a similar frequency to those who are conscious and healing and those who have eyes to see what's going on right now. But it's funny because, you know, I can't really, well, I can because it's past life stuff, but I'm drawn to certain things, certain cultures, certain countries, music, blah, blah, blah. That's all been quite powerful in the way that I've grown up over the years. And as you know, my friend circle and the people that I gravitate towards on conversations tends to be quite varied and mixed and from different islands to me. And I think I am an island baby. I think that's kind of what I come to the conclusion, but you know, who knows where I'll end up. But the main point of it was to come on and say, like, yeah, I've been really disappointed in the whole spiritual and wellness space, and we know that whole area has a massive sort of shadow side, a dark side that I unfortunately experienced firsthand in quite a grim way. And I trust, and I've met and I've heard accounts of other people, because when I share on the YouTube or whatever, I get text messages from people that I've met over the years and may not be in contact with now, but there's no beef, there's no bad blood. And they'll be like, oh, you know, what you went through something's happened to me like that, and da-da-da. And I think that's quite powerful that we all start to share to a screen, to each other, that these experiences. And I think having ran women's circles back in the day, and I don't know how I feel about them anymore. I do think they're very powerful, but I also believe that men and women need to come together in spaces for healing, because I don't think really women or men, either of us, have had it worse. I think people and the hierarchy and that kind of thing has impacted the people, rather it being about men versus women. That's a societal thing, and that is a product of capitalism and this weird, people want to call it patriarchal society. I don't really know what it is anymore. I know people also are talking about wanting to go into a matriarchal society, but again, we just need both. It's just balance. It's the yin, the yang, it's the divine feminine, divine masculine, it's the light, the dark, the moon, the sun. Bye bye. And I'm grateful to have found my voice. I know it's put a few people's backs up, and I'm grateful for anyone that speaks to me around it, because I can see so many people growing in their power. Whether they know that of me, I just observe. I observe the people. I observe the collective energies right now, as a lot of us are doing, and it's pretty magical if we decide to tune into that magic frequency, because everything is a choice. And so, without this being a huge tangent, I think the main point was to come on, and I shared before, is in this lifetime I'm white. I'm a white girl from privileged background that has worked my own way up and out of the family nest and been out the house since 17. And I'm everything that I've been given in life and also worked very hard for. Part of the work that I do is because I know that I connect with souls who've not had access to the things that I've had access to. And so I feel there's a level of responsibility and duty there as like, I was going to say co-human. No, what do we call it? Like in Italian, copaesano. Fellow countrymen, fellow countrywomen, to help each other out, to not be like pointing the finger at someone, what are you doing, or what are you doing, or blaming someone because they're on benefits, or doing this. But no one knows someone's personal individual story, and I know that firsthand because the people that I thought would maybe understand what I've been through were not. And having moved through things that in white communities, and it's not about colour, but for my lived experiences, it's become someone else, some other people have made it about me being white, which I find really, really interesting. Sorry, I've been fasting. I've got a date stuck in my tooth. So is that just because I'm white, it doesn't mean that I can't be a bridge between islands and cultures and a bridge between the realms, because I am. How other people regard that, it's not of my concern. And the communities that I have felt supported by upon my return and going through various things were, it's all been a very big surprise, a very big eye-opening, awakening experience. And that is why I guess I have to share and spread this message. Whether people believe in this stuff or not is not really the point. I am unable to not share my truth. I get whooped by the powers that be, and I've felt it, I've seen it, I've seen things turn when I don't follow my true path, when I don't follow my true calling, when I don't express what I need to express, when I don't live from my heart. Now, that's not going to appear nice to everybody else on the external realm, but I always do things for the highest good of myself first, because I'm the one that has to get through this game, reality, life, whatever, and then for the highest good of the collective. It doesn't want to necessarily mean like, oh, I don't want to live without possessions or a home or all that stuff, but I've also made this my home and this my safe space, and this, like this vessel that we have, has been on an funny old cleansing, purification, and then a little bit of a crazy time, because I have my moments where I sometimes don't give a shit, and I always give a shit, but we let the reins loose, and I trust that the season that we're moving into, with all of this, you can only be a shaman, or you can only be a healer if you look a certain way, or if you wear a certain brand, or if you only wear white, and not dissing any of that. But there is no only one cut way for someone who finds their purpose or their being or their essence, their self-love in the world. That's going to look different on everybody. And the people that have found the love, they see the love in the others. And I see the pain, and I see people's reaction to situations going on in their life, and how those who have healed or healing or conscious of the love vibration, the heartstrings, and those who are not, how they navigate what's happening right now. It's not a right or wrong thing. I'm just saying we could all make it so much easier for ourselves, but society doesn't allow this. If we all looked inwards and healed. I was going to say treatment. Someone's going through some form of treatment at the minute, and I trust that. I wish you healing. Some form of deep treatment. So yeah, I send you love and healing your way. But oh gosh, sorry. Oh God. that's a brother. I'm really sorry, because I'm feeling a lot right now. Anyway, I don't want to make it about tangent, but we're going to be moving, as we move forward, someone's appearance ain't going to mean what their career, I don't really believe in that word anymore, but purpose, life mission, calling, how they can help the healing of the nations. This doesn't mean anything. Yeah, it's nice to look all right, but that happens when we do things to ourselves that are in our highest good. That doesn't happen by eating shit and not drinking any water, and we don't actually need to spend half of what people spend on natural skincare when we're doing things from the inside out. It's magical. The transformation is phenomenal, not on just a physical level, but on a mental, emotional, spirit, because gut, brain, heart, we've got three massive centres, energetic centres, that are being in communication with the divine, in communication with our higher self at all times. It's just whether we exercise that muscle or not. So I think the main thing is like, just because I'm white in this realm, if people want to bring this about colours, doesn't mean that I can't be part of communities that don't look like me and bring value or add value, and me learn and also co-create, and we rise together, just because I'm a different colour to someone else. Because there's been a few comments, been a few weird things recently, and I just think, this is 2024. This is an incredible time to be alive. And I am a bridge between realms. I am a bridge between certain cultures. I am a bridge between certain communities. And people that need to know and see that, I see you, because I'm hearing from you and we're working together, and many good things to come. So happy days.